Once upon a time, in the sleepy town of Always Rightville, a peculiar tale unfolded that would leave its townspeople scratching their heads for decades to come. It all started when Penelope Pondering, a notoriously imaginative resident, staggered into the town square with a story that would have put even the boldest of marathon runners to shame. "I've been kidnapped by the infamous Bandit Banter," she declared breathlessly, pointing a trembling finger towards the distant hills where the scoundrel supposedly resided. Detective Dubbs, a man whose suspicion was only rivaled by his fondness for conspiracy theories and really bad coffee, was quick to jump on the case. "A kidnapped citizen, just as I suspected this morning when I found my socks missing." However, what followed was far from your average abduction case, as Detective Dubbs assembled his mismatched team of misfit detectives, each with their own bizarre quirks, such as Psychic Sally, who couldn't predict the weather, and Whispering Walter, who only spoke at incredible volumes. It soon became apparent that this was no ordinary investigation. As they began their search, every clue seemed to contradict Penelope's story. The rope she claimed to be tied up with was still at the general store. The ransom note appeared to be in her own handwriting. And Bandit Banter was reportedly seen splashing around in the town's public fountain, innocently feeding ducks. Despite these discrepancies, Penelope stuck to her sensational tale, spinning it with such flair that local playwrights began taking notes for their next big comedy show. It wasn't long before the townsfolk started to gossip, and Detective Dubb's team had something new to chew over with their morning muffins. Was Penelope a master of deception, or just a damsel with an extraordinary yarn? Still, the case wasn't closed until the annual Always Rightville parade, where Penelope marched valiantly, only to trip over her own missing handbag, spilling a collection of self-authored anonymous complaint letters inked with her perfect penmanship. Detective Dubb sighed, adjusting his detective hat. "Looks like this is a case of the fictional kidnapping after all. Just as I suspected from the moment she mentioned Bandit Banter had a secret lair in the town's library. Everyone knows that's occupied by the ghost of Miss Bookworm." In the end, no charges were filed, though Detective Dubbs did purchase Penelope's autographed napkin as a souvenir of one case he'd always remember and perhaps always try to forget. And as for Penelope, well, she wandered off pen in hand, perhaps plotting her next great adventure that no one would believe.